Good morning, good morning. It's Wednesday and we have our coffee. We love how we turn the cups. And my name is Jennifer Tom.
And I'm Darlene Rampol.
And we're excited because last week we had such an amazing comments, phone calls. We just want to thank you, all our friends, for joining us and being part of our tribe. So if you're watching, please give us a thumbs up because this month we continue to talk about the power of gratitude. And last week, oh, darling, do you have a little recap for us from last week? It was so good. It was so good. We asked a few things to help you with gratitude. And and some of the questions we asked were
someone you're thankful for, someone that makes you smile, something. Oh wow, we
had a few.
Something that makes you unique. Thank you. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we talked a little bit about what makes us thankful. What are we thankful for? And how does that impact our life? And how can we, and sometimes we struggle. That's what we talked about. Yes. Sometimes it's a struggle to be thankful. And when things, when we're having challenges, but how to focus on being grateful and how that brings you back to the present and how that impacts our lives.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Annette, for a thumbs up. And, it's so interesting. When we chose this theme of the power of gratitude, I did not know. I have a friend out there. She has a group called Be Well. Check it out. She introduced us to the book. She said, Jen, you need to read this book. And The Magic. And I wasn't sure. And I went ahead and said, sure, let's do it. So it's like a book club. If you want more, let us know. But the first chapter, I just have to share, was about gratitude. And I said, there is no coincidence that our theme for the month is gratitude. And then I grabbed this book that I'm reading, and the first chapter is gratitude. So because today is a very special day, my friends, please invite your friends because we have a special guest. And before we bring our special guest over, I want to share something from the book. And it says the formula of gratitude. So here is number 1. Deliberately think and say thank you. Most times we just say thank you, but we actually don't think about it. So I encourage you, friends, to deliberate, think, and say thank you.
Be intentional, right?
Yes, I like that. Be intentional. Number 2, did you know the more deliberate you think and say thank you, the more gratitude you feel? Oh, I love that. So if we are intentional on thinking about saying thank you, the more gratitude you feel. And third one is the more gratitude you deliberately think and feel, the more abundance you receive. So guess what, my friends? Gratitude is a feeling. Whoa, powerful. So I want to thank Tammy from Be Well Group for introducing me to this group, and that it is so powerful, and we'll continue sharing all about the good nuggets we're learning. Remember, Stronger Life Connections is all about sharing lessons learned through life and loss. So we learn something, we share. So today, Darlene and I have something to be grateful for, and we want to say thank you. Do you want to show it, Darlene?
Sure.
And while she shares, please grab your coffee and I am so thankful for coffee. Last week we had a friend online and she said coffee, and I'm like, yes, I know, Jackie, coffee is everything. It's so good. So I'm grateful for coffee. I'm grateful to be able to show up every week here online and be with you and chat. I'm grateful that we can bring our friends to share. Oh, so
Keep
much.
talking. Keep talking.
Darlene says, keep talking while I should try to share. That's so good. So I'm grateful for all of you for joining us.
Okay, it's right. Oop, it's ready. Are you going to do the drum roll?
Let's Darlene's drum roll, and she's gonna share why we're grateful this morning.
Our ebook, the book that we wrote and have been sharing, our ebook is now available to purchase on Amazon. We are excited. Now available to purchase on Amazon. Yeah, we are excited.
I just recorded Darlene saying that. Anyways, so good. Our ebook is available. I have to say, and one day we'll tell a story about how this all came about. But we don't take this for granted. It's been a journey. Mm-hmm. It's been a process. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's the process of doing things that we can give gratitude. It's not even about the accomplishment. It's not about the destination. It's the process of getting there. Mm-hmm. And so every day we give gratitude. Mm-hmm. And thank you. Thank you for everybody who made it happen. Thank you for those who are sharing. And thank you for those who are getting a copy and sharing with their friends. Please give us reviews and share with others. Yes. So I will let Darlene introduce our guest because I'm so grateful this morning. I can talk the whole day.
Yes. She's much better at excitement than I am. So our special guest is Mr. Terry Jackson. Terry, I've known him for a few years now, and what impresses me is just his enthusiasm for life. He has a great sense of humor, and he loves sharing and being grateful for the things that have happened in his life. And he has a wonderful story about the great things that are happening in his life. The other thing about Terry is he loves football, and so he actually, as a job, he's a pastor, and he actually has that conflict with football and the NFL, and that he has to balance it. So I love that story. I love when Terry shares, and so we're gonna introduce Terry. Here's Terry Jackson.
Woohoo!
Hello. Hi. Thanks, Darlene. Thanks, Jennifer. It's great to be with you guys. It's great to talk about gratitude. I was thinking about, so I guess I'm trying to let you in on part of the story of why I'm grateful this week is that we're expecting our first child any day now. It could happen momentarily, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen right now, which allows me to be here with you. But we're at past 40 weeks now, so we're in that kind of anytime occasion. But I think what was interesting about what's sort of been what I'm grateful for kind of currently in connection with that, thought about what was maybe a surprising thing to be grateful for, is that I found myself grateful this last week that I was sick, which is not something we're typically very grateful for. I came down with a bit of a chest cold and sinus infection. I guess it wasn't COVID. I got my test back and that was negative, but I was pretty sick for over a week, and my pregnant wife was sick, not as sick as me, so I was thankful for that. But what I found myself as I was laying in bed, kind of frustrated by being ill, concerned about when the baby was going to arrive, was I believe that God spoke peace over me and reminded me that it was way, way better to be sick now without baby than to be sick after when baby comes. So I felt that God gave us, my wife and me, a chance to relax, a chance to unwind a bit and recover. And so I was grateful that the sickness came when it did, and that God has restored us to health. And now we're like, okay, baby, when are you going to come on the scene? We're excited to meet you. So that's what I'm grateful for this week.
That's amazing. And I love your story. And I don't know if you want to share a little bit about this is the baby coming, but kind of your romance. I think that story I love. we were able to be at your wedding, and it was just amazing. So would you share a little bit just about your journey towards gratefulness of family?
Yeah, I love our story too, but it's kind of bizarre to me in the sense that it comes out of really feeling lost and feeling like that things weren't going to come together. I was 40 years old. I had three dreams that I felt were from God. Felt that they were not, too ambitious or too lofty, but I wanted to be married, I wanted to have kids, and I wanted to be a pastor. But at 40 plus years old, I had none of those three. And life seemed to be really just not coming together. And I was really struggling to be grateful for much of anything. And into that, God brought the opportunity to meet my now wife, Roxanne. And we dated for a while and got married. I moved from Medicine Hat to Brooks, and as we were kind of being part of the church, opportunities arose in the church then to step into more leadership there, and then to become the pastor this last September. And now we have this baby coming on the scene. So I'm 44 years old, about to become a first-time dad, and I really feel like I'm living my life in a very strange order, but I'm thankful for it, and thankful that there's new opportunities that come. And when we think that things are done and there's no hope, we're really missing the boat, missing the point, and the opportunities that are around us. So, yeah, it's great to be able to share that story with you folks as well. And I'd love to have other people join in. Our wedding was an incredibly fun event, and people were, I think, we were told after that our wedding was everybody's second favorite wedding past their own wedding. They had such a good time at our wedding, so that made me feel good. And I mean, I can't wait for baby Jackson to arrive. I think he's going to bring a lot of joy to a lot of people. So we're very excited.
Oh, thank you, Terry. That is a powerful story. And that ties in from what we were talking last week. Like when you were 40, you didn't feel grateful because you had all these things that you wanted, but they were not happening. So I encourage our listeners not to give up, not to give hope, right? Not to give up, because now you can say you're grateful, right? Like that's it just made me just have, amazing. That's very encouraging for some of us are going through a time where we don't feel like we want to be grateful, or it's not easy to be grateful. But when we hear stories like this, we think, okay, you just never know, right? It could change, and there's hope. Wow.
Yeah, I think it's easy. We have these things in in life that we attach so much meaning to, and so being married is good, and I'm thankful for that. It's not just being married; it's being married to the right person and being invested in that marriage. I don't quite understand what fatherhood is going to mean yet. I anticipate there being lots and lots and lots of challenges. So it's not just having kids, but understanding why in this moment, in this day, that I should be thankful and should invest in this, because all of these things, marriage and jobs and kids, we kind of have this as a culmination of something, but it really is the beginning of a new journey. And so when I get married, it's not that I'm finished with my love life. I now have to invest and grow this and develop other things in it to be thankful for. And I can't imagine the challenges that baby Jackson is gonna make me. It's gonna reveal in my life. I think he's gonna reveal how much pride I have, how selfish I am. So hopefully I'll be still grateful next time we talk.
Yeah. One thing I love about your story, and I know this is going to go on to baby Jackson, but when you were saying that it was everybody's second favorite wedding, it was just amazing to see how I think how much you guys valued each other, and how much you were so excited, and just there was just love there, and that came from that gratitude, but that came from that journey, and everybody knew your journey. Well, at least we knew Roxanne's journey, and when he met you, or when she met you and brought you, and I just remember just the Yeah, that struggle, right? Going through that struggle, but then having that gratitude and that love for each other. That was probably my favorite part of your wedding. And I know that's going to carry on, right? Yeah.
I love it. So, Jackson Terry, I like to call you. Switch up the name. What is the most important, like, what keeps you from being grateful?
Well, I think it's easy to always be focused on.
Oops. Oh.
I think definitely in our Western culture, we have this sense that we should be focused on the things that we don't have, that aren't coming together. When we make that the priority, so that becomes our goal, that we want to shoot after this thing that we don't have. But part of the problem in doing that, and that's not all bad, but part of the thing is that we then kind of lose focus on all the things in our life that we are grateful for, or should be grateful for and thankful for, the things that we don't really want to lose, but we're so fixated on the one thing that we don't have.
Wow.
That's so good. I was just actually looking for that quote where gratitude is when we have more than enough.
Yeah.
Right. That's exactly what Mr. Jackson is saying. That's so true. Like, we have more than enough, and when we start thinking that way, we start saying thank you, thank you, thank you. I always love to share this story that every day I wake up and I put my feet on the ground, I say thank you. And I learned this from Wayne Dyer because it is so powerful. As soon as you say thank you, you feel the gratitude and not take life for granted. Awesome. How do you overcome the challenge of being grateful?
How do you overcome the challenge of being grateful? That's a good question.
Ungrateful.
Ungrateful, sorry.
Being ungrateful. How do you? Yeah, that's a better challenge. Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if this is a direct answer to your question, but I think it connects. And that I think, I was thinking this morning in preparation to sharing with you folks just how much we want to have this sense of how controlled we are, how much of our life comes through our control and the things that we try to bring into our lives. And so we try to insulate ourselves and surround ourselves with things that we feel like we're in control of. And that we then can feel like, okay, I have this house because I worked hard for this house, because I put all this effort in to it. And the reality quite often is that the blessings and the good things that come to us are not things that we produce on our own. And they're things that come to us, I believe, through God, and I believe through other people that He puts in our pathway. Yeah, we have skills and abilities, talents, but I also believe that He's given that to us. And so much, nearly everything we have in life is something that comes to us and not something that we've sort of fashioned with our own two hands. And so I think, again, our ungratitude or being ungrateful is connected to the sense that we feel like we've worked hard for something, we deserve this. And when I can sort of recognize that the blessings that come to my life, the things that I am thankful for, but even the things that I'm struggling with, that all comes to me from other people. And that should allow me a better sense just to sort of say, okay, I don't have this, I don't have that, but I do have so much, and I can be grateful for that.
Yeah. Yeah, some of those the greatest things are the things that we don't expect or we aren't in control of, right?
Yeah.
Like who wins a football game? No, just kidding.
Yeah, for sure.
How excited do we get when our team wins a football game and we have no control over it, but it brings joy in our life. And I love that about control, right? Like we try to control everything, but we need to be so grateful for the things that we can't control. Yeah.
Thank you, Charlotte. That's true. Glass half full. Yeah, thank you for the comment. We are still learning how to interact with our friends who are watching, but we'll get it. We'll get it. We're working on it. So, Terry, that's so good. So, what impact has gratitude had on your life? What impact?
Yeah, what impact? I feel like when you're a grateful person, you invite stronger connections, stronger life connections, I should say. Give you guys, the advertisement. Well, it's better to be around somebody who's grateful. When somebody who isn't grateful, somebody who's always, complaining about this and that, we do need to be around those people, but it's much, much harder work. And when you're around somebody who's grateful, it kind of rubs off on you. And I think, as we said, part of the joy of the wedding was in sharing that story and displaying our genuine gratitude. Other people got to participate in that and got caught up in that kind of in that kind of environment of gratitude. And so I think trying to live not always 100% this way, but when I do live this way, I feel like I get a lot of benefits from other people and support and love back in community and stronger life connections. Yeah,
that's so good. We can use that Susan New Jackson. I love what Ned said. Be grateful for presence, persistence, possibilities, and progress.
Mm-hmm.
That is so good. That is so good. Thank you, Annette. That's exactly the theme for the month, where we are saying, how can we be grateful?
Mm-hmm.
How does it impact our lives? And what do we do when we don't feel grateful? And I am so thankful for all the comments, because we learn, right? We learn from each other.
I wanted to add one other thing, not to interrupt you here, but
that's good. Yeah.
I think we often have a sense of what we think something will be, what we think this job is going to become, what we think this relationship is going to mean for our life. We even think this car purchase or this new clothing item is going to mean. But so much of what life brings us is very different from what our expectations are. And so, as I said, even something negative like being sick ends up having this opportunity to be grateful for. And often the things that we are so looking forward to have a level of disappointment, but the things that maybe we can be surprised by the things that we are grateful for. And so I think we need to be open to, in every area and every arena and every relationship of life, finding the ways and things to be grateful for in that specific moment, because it will help us to kind of refocus and to understand, sort of try to see the avenue of blessing that comes from the surprising source.
So good. Yeah.
That's so good. That's so good. I love it. I love it.
I'm trying to give you all I got here, guys. I'm trying to give you.
That is so good, and please, our friends who are watching, if you'd have any comments about gratitude, because I feel like this is
any questions.
Yeah, or question. It's a huge topic. So to just conclude, Pastor Terry, what else do you have for us? Give us a good nugget.
Oh, they're asking for more. Oh, shouldn't you be grateful for all that I've offered up to you already? And now you're asking for more and more. We can desire more. We can be open to more, but we should be grateful for what we have and what's been given to us. And that desire for more and more often ends up. Well, I got some weight issues because my desires for more and more don't satisfy the way that I think that they will. So I need gratitude, contentment. It's something we all need to learn in so many areas of life. So,
and it is a practice, right?
Yeah.
It is a practice being grateful, and so when we can start finding those little things, those one thing in the present that we can be grateful for, it's like a muscle. We learn how to use it and be grateful, and like you said, then that impacts and changes not only our lives but also who are we around, right? I love how I'm working with equine assisted learning and horses, and how horses reflect. So when we have that positive, when we're excited, when we're happy, endorphins actually go out of us and actually impact the horse, but we also impact each other. And so when we have that positive impact, we're actually impacting and we're helping people have, right, lower their anxiety. We're actually impacting people. So I love, right, again, when you were talking about when you're a happy person, when you're grateful, when you give off that that gratefulness, you're actually impacting other lives and helping other people.
Sure. So I guess my question for you is that I've been polling people about who I can call at 2:30 in the morning when I'm having baby issues, when I need to figure out how to be grateful. So who are you, my phone call? I haven't been getting many responses of positivity to that.
You know, we have to tell you, our phone is always on.
Her phone.
Her phone.
My phone is always on. Call me anytime.
I'm a really deep sleeper, so if you call me, I'll answer your phone. But.
No, I love this. I love this, Terry. And thank you for showing up, and thank you for sharing with us. We have our friends out who are watching, and this was so grateful. And before we conclude, just to respect your time, because I said half an hour, I just need to share something that has really helped me by reading the book, and that was recommended by Tammy. And now we are journaling, and it says, it gives you 4 questions, because sometimes we're just not sure how to be grateful. We know how to be grateful, but we don't feel it. So sometimes when you put the pen down, you really feel it. So I've been putting my pen down, and the first thing you write is that I am truly blessed to have what, because, why. Okay, we'll put these questions. So this is a way to start thinking of being grateful. You say, I'm truly blessed. Maybe we'll put it on the chat. And then the next one is, I am so happy and grateful for, because why. So I'll just give an example. I am so happy and grateful for Terry, because he made the time to show up today and share with us about gratitude. Okay. I am truly grateful for Darlene, because we make a good team and we show up even though sometimes we don't feel like it because we're just humans. But I'm so grateful despite everything we show up. So I'm sharing these examples so that we can use them and start thinking, just feeling, not just saying thank you, but just start feeling that gratitude. And the last one is, with all my heart, thank you for life, because I'm alive today, right? Like, those 4 questions have truly changed my life in regards to journaling about gratitude. I never used to journal like that until my friend recommended this book. But when I read those questions, I'm able to wake up and journal those things. And it creates a big shift on how we do gratitude. And remember, my friends, gratitude is a choice. So we're just going to recap. The first one, I'm truly blessed to have, you've put what? Because. I am so happy and grateful for what? Because. I am truly grateful for what? Because. With all my heart, thank you for what? Because. So I'm going to conclude with this because we have a few seconds left. With all my heart, thank you all for joining us, because you're making a connection with us. Stronger Life Connections is about sharing lessons learned through life and loss. And we are so thankful, and we feel gratitude every day, every Wednesday at 10 a.m. So until next week, Wednesday, please share with us. Tell us how your experience was writing those questions and how you felt. And I would love to hear. Mr. Terry, do you have any closing comments? What do you think about the questions?
Yeah, no, I think that's good. And I struggled to journal, but I think it is a good process, or good practice, and it would help to instill gratitude. So I'm thankful to be with you. I'm grateful that we can join together and have a good time. And And yeah, so thanks for the opportunity, and good to connect with as many of you as possible. So thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
For
And
joining us. Yes.
thank you for joining
And
us.
sharing your story. It is
Yes.
great.
Thank you. Yeah.
Woohoo! Bye.